How's it going? David from Comic Book Investments. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give kind of like almost like a podcast style of reviews of different movies, trailers, and TV shows that I've seen. As before, what I do, I just do each individual, kind of like a review of, Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 1 and whatnot. But there's just too many of them to fill in with my other content that I do. So I figured I can just do one full long video where I kind of touch base on everything, and then I'll probably break them up into clips and put them out later. But it'll be kind of like a new series. I'll call it something like TV and Trailer Reviews Tuesdays. I don't know, something like that. And I don't know. That way I can just kind of get a bunch of them all out at once instead of trying to do one and then watch it and then try to fit them all in. I can just save them up for like a week and then give them all. All right, so first was the Loki trailers. That dropped today, which is Tuesday. And I liked it. It kind of has like this weird old, what's the word? Almost like a Wes Anderson, I guess, vibe to it a little bit. Kind of like weird and quirky. And so I think it could be pretty cool. It looks like it has to deal with time travel, which I love time travel stuff, and different timelines and stuff like that, like a Back to the Future kind of thing. And I love that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it. Maybe they, I don't know, kind of fix the timeline per se. It'll probably also have to do with multiple universes and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, so far, the Disney Plus stuff has been pretty good, and I don't have any real complaints. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Plus, I like Owen Wilson. Haven't really seen him in too much. I saw a movie he did on Amazon called Bliss, which I personally like. My girlfriend didn't like. So yeah. Let's see. Next up, we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2. I did the episode 1 review when it came out. I'm kind of behind. I haven't seen 3 yet, but I just watched episode 2. So in that episode, it touches base more on the characters, and Bucky and Falcon kind of team up in this one. You learn a little more about Bucky's backstory, about him as Winter Soldier. There's a part where by the way, there's going to be spoilers and all this stuff. There's a part where he jumps out of a plane that's going low, and I thought to myself, wait, how is he going to survive? And he used his arm first, and I understand it's vibranium, so it takes all the impact, but he jumps into a bunch of trees. And I understand, even if you use your arm and you put it over your face like this, there's still trees hitting you in the stomach and everywhere else you hit, and I was like, okay, I'm like, does he have superhuman abilities like Captain America? And I looked it up because, I'm not really sure what this version is, but I couldn't find anything that he's a super soldier. He just has his arm. He's really good at combat and stuff like that. So, not really sure about that. That was kind of weird. But other than that, they have to fight a bunch of superhero or people that have the superhero serum that Captain America had, and they kind of have to take them down or whatever. They've kind of found out more about them. So that's kind of like episode 2. Wasn't that bad. It felt like they spent a lot more on the budget on episode 1 than they did at episode 2, which kind of happens. Basically, a TV show will take a ton of budget. Let's say each episode they're allocated $2 million per episode. I have no idea what it is, but let's just say they might only put $300,000 in one, and then put the rest in episode 2 or 4, whatever it is. So one episode's huge, and the other one's kind of more talking, less going on. They touch base with a shrink that he has. They kind of give that little buddy jokiness between Falcon and the Winter Soldier that gets going. So that's kind of cool. I like it so far. I think I liked WandaVision better towards the end than I do this one. WandaVision in the beginning was a little slow for me, but this one's kind of has that it's a little slow. So we'll see where it goes. Next up, we got Godzilla and King Kong, the movie. I watched that. That was on Amazon, or not Amazon, HBO Max. Spoilers, of course. I thought it was stupid. I started watching the human stuff, I liked it when they battled King Kong and Godzilla, but that was very far and few in between. And just the whole premise and everything going on, just the writing is so bad, just so bad. Like literally, you could probably these are professional writers, which I don't understand how they're professionals. But and you're getting a big budget, so it's not like you're a professional and you're super low on the totem pole. And they get these scripts, and these scripts are just like I don't see how they even write these. They're so generic and so bad. Everything's bad. It's like if you told me that whoever wrote this script spent one day on it, I'd say okay, it makes sense. It's so bad. It's just there's this part where there's a scientist. She's probably a million PhDs, super smart. She is the one that is studying King Kong. They put him in this like facility where he thinks he's in the jungle, but it's really like kind of like this VR thing. It's all like the Truman Show. He's basically King Kong in the Truman Show, a big dome, you know. And so she's studying him and all this stuff. And they get on this like aircraft carrier or not aircraft carrier. What are those like containers? Those shipping container like ships. So it's huge, and he's laying there and he's sedated, so he's like barely alive type thing. He's just like, oh. And Godzilla, for some reason, thinks there can only be one Titan, so he senses another Titan, so he decides to swim across the ocean and find out where King Kong is and attack the ship. But King Kong is actually strapped down to the ship. Anyways, they start battling. They have like 5 other aircraft carriers and destroyers all like chartering King Kong in case something happens. And Godzilla comes, he literally just tears right through every other ship. Just like in half, like butter, nothing. And so the PhD scientist lady's like, you know what I'm gonna do? Because she's on like I guess the bridge or whatever, where the top where you do the steering of the ship, whatever it's called. She locks herself and this little kid into this like almost like panic room. I don't even know what it's there for, but she's like, oh no, Godzilla's attacking. Oh no, something bad's gonna happen. So she's already in like the bridge area. She goes in, she can look through the window and see Godzilla coming. She goes in, locks herself in, her and this little girl, into this little like, it's almost like a panic room. I don't even know how to describe it. Locks herself in there. What happens? Oh my gosh, Godzilla knocks the ship over. What happens? Turns upside down, and all of a sudden they get flooded, and of course they can't open the door, and it's like, oh no, and the water's slowly coming up, and they're about to drown, and then King Kong flips the ship back over, and then they're like, fine, and I'm like, what's the point of that? Like, why would you lock your ship? The best place to be if you're on a ship when Godzilla's attacking, as you can see, he just killed like hundreds, if not thousands of people on other ships, is to literally be in a rowboat far, far, far away. So, and then this is what happens. Then he beats up King Kong because King Kong is not a water creature, so he's out of his element. And Godzilla destroyed all the ships, and he's coming back around to kill them, like do the final blow or whatever. And they're like, oh no, what are we going to do? We're sitting ducks. And they're like, oh, if we turn off the engines, he'll go away because he'll think we're dead. So they turn off the engines, and then Godzilla just goes away. And I'm like, ugh, so dumb. There's just so many dumb parts. Like, nonstop. There's this part where it's these people are trying to sneak into some base, some secret military base. And he's like, one of the guys there is like this electrician engineer person, and he can't open the door because he doesn't have the key card. So what does he do? He takes a screwdriver and sticks it in the control panel, and it opens up. I'm like, I don't think that's how electronics work, nor at a secret base do they work like that. It's like, oh, malfunction, we're going to open up. You think they would just stay closed. And another time, they have Mechagodzilla. In the very beginning, Godzilla attacks this biotech building that's right on the water. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, Godzilla used to be the savior of the world. Now he's attacking us. He only attacked one building and then went away. And they're like, oh, we got to kill him now. And they didn't bother to research that the biotech firm is actually making Titans and made a Mechagodzilla. No, they didn't. They just instantly, everyone turns on Godzilla instantly. And that's how the movie starts. But anyways, so they have Mechagodzilla, and he's destroying King Kong and Godzilla. And it's probably going to win. And they're about down for the count. He's going to win. And these humans are over by the control panel, and they're like trying to hack into it, and they can't hack into Mechagodzilla. So they decide to take some alcohol. This guy had a little bottle of whiskey. He's like, if I'm ever going to die, I'm just going to drink this. And so they take that and they pour it on the little console. It shorts out Mechagodzilla, and then that's how King Kong and Godzilla get the upper hand and win and save the day. And then, yeah, I don't know. Because the whole thing's stupid. The fight scenes are cool, but you're looking at like 15 minutes of fight scenes with, an hour and a half of humans being dumb the whole time. Characters that don't even matter. Just, yeah. So, I don't know. Take it as you will. Basically, towards the end, I just started fast forwarding whenever the humans would talk and be there because they're just annoying and stupid and did nothing for the movie, nothing for the plot. Just always, I don't know. It's kind of like when Lois Lane was it Batman v Superman or one of those, where she like grabs the spear and then throws the kryptonite spear away. Then she's like, oh no, I need to get it. So then she goes into the water, and then she's like, oh, help, I'm drowning. And then Superman has to stop fighting Doomsday and then go and save her, but then he makes him weak. And it's just like she's there just to create fake tension that doesn't need to be there at all because it's lazy writing. Yes. But Godzilla is like that the whole way through. So yeah, I don't know. Fight scenes are cool. I give it like 5 out of 10. I don't know. I like King Kong, like Godzilla. I think they could have written this much better. I don't even know if it's 5 out of 10. Maybe a 4 out of 10. Yeah, they could have. This movie could have been leaps and bounds better. Really easy, few fixes. Anyways, next one. I've been watching a show called Invincible, which is on Amazon. It's a comic book. I've showcased it in my weekly hauls, and it's an animated show. It's rated R for sure, which is cool. I like that. I don't know. I really like it. I would suggest people watch it. It's pretty cool. The first episode starts off with like a generic superhero movie, like a kid getting superpowers. His dad like training him and stuff like that. His dad's basically Superman. So it kind of started off a little slow, but Amazon dropped all 3 episodes at the same time, so you could watch them a little more. And then by episode 2, it really picks up and it's much different and much better. And there's like this weird aura about it, like this weird like secret thing that's going on that you don't know what's happening with Omni-Man. And so I like that part of it, and it intrigues me to want to watch more. And I haven't read the comic book, so I really don't know what's going on. I barely like know anything about it. But yeah, there's a part where he totally destroys like the Justice League. It's called like the Justice Globe, or I can't remember. The Guardians of the Globe, I think it is. And he like literally rips everyone in half. Just there's this part where he's crushing the Flash, and the Flash is like punching him as fast as he can, but Omni-Man's like Superman, so his wrists are like breaking and he crushes his skull. It's cool. I would definitely watch it. You can watch that little section on YouTube. There's a part where it does the little fight scene. But the problem is it's one of those things where, like I said earlier, they save up all their budget to do really cool fight scenes, but then the other part of the budget, the art is just like pretty bad. It's like where they stand there and like the characters in the background like stand there and blink, and then 2 characters talking, just like kind of moving their mouth, maybe move an arm, and it's like that. So it's really bad animation. I hope one day so when you do animation, you do keyframes. So let's say you're shooting a basketball, you'd be here, and then your next keyframe is where you'd want to be, which is shooting, right? So then so you draw your keyframe here with the ball, right? And then here, shooting. But then an animator has to draw all the frames in between to get to there. And so each frame you have to draw takes time. So I hope there's one day where you can do like some kind of AI where you can do each keyframe, so there's like 2 frames, and then the AI will draw all the in-between frames for you and looks exactly how the animation should look, like a human did it. Because that would be great, because then they could spend a little more time on, all the other scenes and everything else and just make everything a little better. Because I like animation, but it just sucks that there's not as much money in it, so they have to cheap out on it. And depending on the show, sometimes you need really good animation. So I would suggest watching it. I like it so far a lot. Give it probably so far like an 8 out of 10. Probably somewhere in there. I don't know. Much watched. I look forward to watching it every Fridays. Let's see what's next. New Black Widow trailer dropped. I've seen these. Like this, what, the third one. So there's nothing really new and exciting in this that's like, I mean, this movie's supposed to come out like over a year ago. It comes out July now, July 27th, I think. I'm not sure. But, I mean, I'll watch it. I like Black Widow. I like Scarlett Johansson. Um, yeah, so it looks good. I'm definitely going to watch it. Space Jam 2. The trailer just dropped. I was a huge fan of the first one. And this one, and I understand, it's once again just really bad writing. Like, how hard is it to really, like, come up? Space Jam 1 came out, I don't know, 25 years ago, 30 years? I have no idea. Long time ago. How hard is it to, whoever picked up this story to write it, should have probably had ideas forever ago, right? Just like ideas throwing it back in his head, or she, or whoever did it. But this is once again bad writing. The trailer kind of, so far what I gather from the trailer, I don't know where this, LeBron James and his kid are, who knows where, at a building of some kind. I don't know. Anyways, so they're arguing about something. The kid wants to not play basketball like his dad. He wants to do his own thing. And LeBron James is like, no, you must play basketball. For whatever reason. Sorry, my dogs are snoring. But, so they accidentally go, I don't know what building they're in. They go too far down. They go to the wrong floor. And then they open up the elevator opens up to a bunch of servers. And the kid's all mad at LeBron, his dad. So he runs away. And there's this big glowing orb. And the kid runs into the big glowing orb. And then LeBron's like, well, I gotta go get my son. So he goes in the big glowing orb. And then he's in like this Matrix world. And then Don Cheadle appears and goes, I've kidnapped your son. I'm not gonna let him go until you play me in basketball. Like, what? Like, so he goes into this other realm. And Don Cheadle, who is basically like the god of the realms and has all the worlds that he can send people to. So there's like the Earth world, the Toon world. There's probably like the Marvel world, whatever, all these worlds. And he goes, I'm not going to let your son go until you play me in basketball. Sounds stupid. So anyways, he goes to the Toon world and becomes a cartoon to assemble a team. So there's like Bugs Bunny and all that kind of stuff. And then he has to fight Don Cheadle and his super army of basketball players to get his kid back. It's like the other one was dumb, but it made a little more sense. These aliens come down to Toon World and they're gonna take over Toon World and they agree to play him basketball. And if Bugs Bunny and his kid and his people win, then the aliens go away. And they say basketball because the aliens they're like this big, right? Really tiny. And then they're like, oh, we'll destroy you. And so what the aliens do is they go to Earth and find the best basketball players, which is like Patrick Ewing, I think Charles Barkley, Muggsy Bogues, all this kind of stuff. And they play, and then they're all huge and massive. And so Bugs Bunny's like, oh crap, what are we going to do? So they go to Michael Jordan. The reason why the aliens didn't pick Michael Jordan is because Michael Jordan was playing baseball at the time. He wasn't playing in the NBA. So that's why they chose Michael Jordan to help him and teach him, because he's obviously the best. So it makes a little more sense. But this one, and then also on top of that, towards the end of the trailer, they start throwing in random WB characters, like King Kong's in it, Flintstones are in it, Iron Giant's in it, Batman's in it, like Joker's in it, like all these, the It Clown is it, and it's almost like that movie Ready Player One, where it's just like, here, let's just throw a bunch of nostalgia so you can, you'll go and watch it. But I don't know. It's going to be free on HBO Max, which I have, so I'll probably watch it, but I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. A couple other things is there's an Aquaman Trenches movie that was supposed to be made. That's no longer being made. New Gods, which was supposed to have Angelina Jolie direct, which I thought could have been pretty cool, is been canceled. Why? Who knows? Probably, I don't know. But yeah, so so I'm gonna cut these up and I'll release them probably on Thursday. On Tuesday, I'll release this whole thing so people can watch. And I'll probably try to do this every Tuesday, or at least where I'm watching something. That way I don't have to just make an episode each time something comes out and hurry up and I have to watch it. I tried doing that and doing like trailer reactions, all that kind of stuff. It's just very jarring in like my work day. I'm trying to work, something drops. I'm like, oh, you got to record everything and post it and edit it and all that kind of stuff during work. So it's probably just going to be easier if I just record them all and then split them up. All right, thanks.